Hi, my name is Dr. Lauren Sporrer. I'm a chiropractor. I specialize in soft tissue rehab and essential oils. And this is a recording of 10 of the most popular and common essential oils that you can use for everything. And it has a little bit of everything from health and wellness to managing mood and stress. And we're going to go over a PowerPoint presentation because that's kind of how I teach best, is I want you to have all of the information, and that way if you want to take pictures or save this information, you can. So all right, okay, so this is called the Healthy Essentials Kit, but basically it's just 10 of some of the most common essential oils, like I said, that you will use for everything. So this is doTERRA. That's personally the brand that I align with. I find them the safest. I've been using them for over 5 years on my practice, on hundreds of patients, hundreds of customers, all that kind of stuff. So I've got a lot of experience with them, and I just feel they do the best job at providing the best quality with the safest standards, so that I'm very comfortable using them on my grandma who's 93, or personally on myself while I'm pregnant, and all those good things. So we're going to talk about all about the oils, but of course this is, make sure you consult your medical doctor. Essential oils are not used to treat, cure, or conditions. And so a lot of this information is coming from Modern Essentials and the Essential Life book, and then in my experience, and of course a lot of science, but that's just a disclaimer. Okay, so essential oils, what are they? They are basically, you're taking the immune system of a plant. You're taking a ton of plant material, and sometimes that's the stem, the leaf, the bark, the root, it just depends. And then you are extracting all of that really great organic chemistry, and then it's tested for safety and purity. And the effectiveness is all about those chemical constituents. So you need to think about why, we learned plants were very healing hundreds of years ago, and realized going to the rainforest where all these wonderful plants were, or other parts of the world. And then we realized how to mass produce them in a lab. But when we make things synthetically, it doesn't always work with our body in the same way. So think of this as just natural plant medicine, but essential oils are going to be much stronger than herbs and just the plant. So the essential oil is basically kind of like a little resin, if you want to think of it's like dew that sits on a blade of grass, or if you've ever peeled an orange and you kind of squirt yourself in the eye, and it's not from the orange itself, but it's actually from that rind. That is an essential oil. So we're taking organic chemistry, okay, and depending on how that plant is grown, where it's grown, the climate, if it's grown to full maturation, the soil quality, just all kinds of factors really change the quality of that essential oil. And then that chemistry either makes it therapeutically beneficial or it doesn't. So for example, things can smell really good, just like perfume, but you're not going to apply a perfume and think it is going to benefit your stomach ache, or think it's going to benefit a rash, right? Because there's not really a healing component. It smells great, and we can sense that smell, but there's not chemistry in there to actually help aid with the problem that might be calming skin, or reducing inflammation, or calming the digestive tract, things like that. So basically we're just taking organic chemistry, and which is what we use in modern day medicine as well, but it's going back to more original roots from plant medicine. So there are 3 ways to use essential oils. You can diffuse all of the oils. You can use almost all of the oils topically with proper dilution, and internally you can use some of the oils. And really, you don't need to worry too much about that right now, especially if you're brand new to oils. The bottle will always tell you, and the whole purpose of learning about essential oils is having someone to guide you, which is why I really prefer to teach, and to teach in person, and really have a relationship with my clients so they understand how to use oils safely, whether it's on their kids or on themselves personally. So we talked a little bit about chemistry. I am a chemistry nerd. I love chemistry. I didn't in college. Organic chemistry was almost the death of me, but now that I understand more of its application, and I can see its effectiveness over the years in my clinic, treating or helping to use essential oils to help with patients' ailments, whether it's poor sleep, managing stress, managing the effects of their back pain or their inflammation that's going on or whatever it is, immunity boosting, all kinds of stuff, helping with seasonal support, but really seeing that chemistry greatly matters. And that's why I talked about everything we're talking about today is specifically going to be with doTERRA. But when we're talking about those plants, okay, there's 45 lemons in one bottle of lemon. So that is a lot of plant product. There's 30 pounds of lavender in one bottle of lavender. So we're talking about really potent doses of natural medicine. And essential oils are going to be about 50 to 80 times more potent than herbs. So if you like essential oils or you like chemistry, there are some really, really awesome resources. This is a YouTube video. If you ever interested, you can kind of learn about how it's very easy to adulter or change the organic chemistry and the quality of essential oils, which is where we see a difference between things that are at the grocery store or prices, of course, brands and things like that. But the chemistry really does matter. And so doTERRA is the leading company, and that's for many, many reasons, but it's all about this process called adulteration of how you can basically make things look good or smell good, but that doesn't mean they're going to do anything good in your body. And in fact, it can be harmful. So anyway, there's all kinds of really cool resources now with essential oils, but I just like to go over that a little bit. So let's get started with peppermint. You've all heard of peppermint before. So peppermint is very, very strong. One drop goes a long way. Okay, but so these are the things you are going to, every slide, feel free to take pictures, but these are the things you would use the oils for in generic terms. We're going to talk body systems. So we're talking about occasional head tension, stomach issues, joint or muscle pain, energy and focus, seasonal threats, and respiratory support. So on the bottom, you can see where it says, if it's topically or diffused or all that kind of stuff. But generally with oils, you want to start with one drop. You can always add more. If we're talking about kids, less is more for sure. Again, you can always add. And I would always start, if you're going to do topically, you want to dilute. So when in doubt, dilute, add some coconut oil or some type of a carrier oil, which would just make it gentler on the skin. And areas of application would be, I personally like my chest, the back of my neck, or my wrists, but a lot of great places too are the bottom of your feet. Your pores are very large, which means they're very absorbent, but your skin is really thick. And especially with kiddos, if you are worried about them getting oils in their mouth or babies or whatever it is, feet are nice, put their socks on or their jammies, and then you don't have to worry about stuff too much. With talking about your skin, we need to remember that your largest organ of your body is your skin. It is incredibly absorbent. And so we don't really realize all the things that we absorb through our skin, whether it's the products we use, the lotions, the chemicals we clean with, or even a lot of times, we're a little bit aware of our hands, particularly right now when I'm filming this, it's the coronavirus is going on, but we don't really think about our feet and the surfaces that we walk on and those really absorbent pores. So when we're talking about essential oils, okay, when you put a drop of essential oil on your body or in your skin, it's made of fatty acids, which is the same thing that your cells are lined with. It's a lipid bilayer. So even though it says an oil, it's almost, it won't remain oily for very long. Okay, it's going to absorb into your skin in about 20 seconds and get into your entire body in about 2 minutes. And some of the essential oils can even cross the blood-brain barrier, which is wonderful because that means that we get some really effective chemistry directly to your brain, which is awesome. There's also smell receptors in every single organ of your body. So who knew your liver could smell, right? But when we breathe in and we inhale, of course, we can smell essential oils unless you have damage to your olfactory nerve, but they're still going to be effective. But you're absorbing those oils through your skin, getting them into your body, and then they're going to circulate in your whole entire body, like I said. But part of that recognition of smell, okay, is right below your olfactory nerve sits your limbic system, and that is your brain's emotional control center. So basically, that's where we have hormone release. And that's where essential oils can be very, very effective from a physiological standpoint of working with body systems and helping them regulate or helping them find balance or homeostasis, or also helping with hormone secretion based on what they are. So for example, lavender helps with serotonin secretion and delaying that reuptake, which we see with a lot of various mood stabilizing medications, or trying to help with mood and emotional support, is keeping serotonin in your brain before it is retaken up or reuptake, okay, through neurotransmitters. So anyway, we can get heavy into science where we can keep it kind of brief, but there's a lot going on, and it's all just chemistry and physiology, which to me is fascinating. But usually people just want to know, how do I use these oils? And then you learn the effectiveness for yourself, because really they just need to be experienced. So for lavender, you've all heard of lavender before. Sleep, calming, everything skin. Okay, really, really wonderful for skin, whether it's anti-aging properties, helping with toning, tightening, things like that, wrinkles, or if it's with babies and doing, you know, bath time massages or bath time or massages after bath time and things like that, and just helping with really healthy routines. But that's one of the things I love with oils, is kids watch what the parents are doing, and they're used to the routines that you provide them with. So throwing in smell and behavioral self-care routines, I think, is really valuable to help kids learn personal care, but also how to manage and recognize emotions. So lavender has a wonderful effect on stress and reducing stress, helping with mood support, as well as all the other wonderful benefits that it does for skin and things like that. And it will be part of our trio. Peppermint, lavender, and lemon are a really great trio for seasonal threats. So particularly when there is pollen. So I've got a little saying to help remember that. If you think of when it looks like pollen, you need to think of lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And so those three together work really wonderful to help your immune system, help battle the pollen, and help keep your response at a more of a normal or adequate level, okay? Help open up airways. And so basically whenever there is pollen or things like that, right, we don't want your body overreacting to things like histamines and things like that. So lemon, lavender, and peppermint are a really great support during those seasonal times. Lemon in itself is so fresh. I mean, honestly, obviously we know that because a lot of us like putting lemons in our water, but I will tell you, I worked in a restaurant, I wouldn't put those lemons in your water, okay? They're touched a lot. So love restaurants, love working at them, but after working in one, I won't ever use a lemon from a restaurant, but I will put my own lemon in my water. Now, whenever you're gonna do that, you wanna make sure it's in glass or in stainless steel, because they're so strong, they would eat through like a normal plastic container, and you wouldn't wanna do styrofoam or anything like that. But adding something like citrus oils to your water really does help with first of all, getting more water, because we add a little flavor, but it also is a great natural detoxer, or basically helps to cleanse your organs and your cells and your GI tract. So it's a wonderful disinfectant, and that means internal and external. So I use lemon a ton to clean with. Lemon and vinegar and water goes a long way, particularly on surfaces where if I'm gonna have food preparation, I really don't like to have toxic chemicals or bleach or things like that that could interact with the food, or that I'm gonna absorb through my skin. I'm just personally not a fan. So I would much prefer to clean with lemon and some water and some vinegar, add it to laundry, all kinds of stuff. But it's a really great disinfectant. Great for oral health, throat health, stress reduction, all citrus oils. If you think of Florida oranges, right? You think of sunshine and palm trees and beaches. Citrus oils are very, very uplifting to mood, and so they do help with mood support. And then, like I already mentioned, it just cleans everything inside and out. So it will help keep you regular. So it's a great way to add a drop in the morning and kind of mix up your water. It will sit on top, or use it externally, and you can make all kinds of DIY recipes with Castile soap and baking soda and all kinds of stuff. Definitely a staple for the house. Okay, copaiba. Copaiba is basically like the sister to CBD. So it works on your endocannabinoid system, okay, which that's a long word. Basically, it's our system that helps to manage inflammation and pain. Copaiba, similar to CBD, is gonna have those kind of similar results. So one, we're gonna help with a normal inflammatory response, which means we don't want too much and we don't want too little. Generally, when we have inflammation, we have pain. So they go hand in hand clinically, okay? So we want a normal inflammatory response, which means we have tons of immune boosting properties in this. We also have stress reduction. And that's not so much because of the inflammation, it's more of the receptor that this works on. This works on the second CB receptor in your brain, so not the first one. Doesn't have anything to do with hallucinating effects, but is really, really wonderful for stress reduction. So this is a great one to diffuse. This is a great one to actually apply directly under your tongue because it will cross that blood-brain barrier and we get some direct access to the brain, which is wonderful. So this one I love to combine with other types of essential oils for a normal inflammatory response, or if you are having discomfort that is acute, directly under the tongue, 2 drops works really well with frankincense. And you can apply topically to the area of concern. So I use this a lot clinically, a lot, because I do a lot of soft tissue work. And so I leave people feeling a little tender or a little bruised, or just that the tissue is, it's been worked, right? And so this really does help to calm it down. Also great for skin, all kinds of good stuff. This comes from a tree in Brazil. I love that they put it in this little kit, just because it's such a powerhouse, and it's kind of one of those where at first you're like, you don't even know how to say it. So how am I supposed to know how to use this? But really it's incredibly effective, and you will find yourself using it a lot for a lot of different things just in your family. So those are 4 single oils. Okay, now we're gonna get to some blends, and the blends just mean that there's numerous oils in the bottles. They might have some coconut oil in there too. But what I love is doTERRA's kind of packaged these oils in a way that they make sense. So you don't have to, because you can mix and match oils. I have probably like 5 different oils on me right now, and they might be for different things, or it's just because you like them. But I like when they work on an entire system and they've put these powerhouses together for you. So for example, Breathe is like your natural Vicks. So this is your respiratory support blend. This is an awesome, awesome essential oil. Now, because it's so great with respiratory support, it actually has an effect on calming your body as well. So for some people, this is actually a mood stabilizing oil, or helps calm anxious feelings because it's such an opener to the airways. It's a vasodilator. It's full of things that we are already very familiar with, like peppermint and eucalyptus and tea tree. And basically what the menthol and peppermint makes blood vessels go from smaller to larger. So that's what a vasodilator is. And we want that happening in blood vessels, or we want that happening in lungs. So if you are someone who struggles with seasonal issues or you have respiratory issues, this is going to be a big, great preventative measure that you can do ahead of time. You can do regularly, you can do as much as you want. And that's, again, one of the things I love about oils is we don't need to worry about side effects so much. We don't need to worry about, did I overdose? No, don't use half a bottle, right? And again, like, check the bottle. We're not just gonna down all of these down our throat. You gotta be smart. But if more than one drop comes out at a time, no big deal, right? Like, that's okay. And we don't need to worry about so much of the side effects of, did I take the wrong oil? Because even if, you thought you were using copaiba for something you would use lavender for, great, you still got a bunch of benefits. And that's what I love about oils, is it really helps to lessen the need for the fear of, did I do something wrong? And instead learn your body, be intuitive, listen to your body, and also learn how to manage the basics, right? The basic wellness maintenance stuff that we can manage on our own. So this is your respiratory support, very immune boosting, which is awesome. Tea tree has a lot of cleansing properties to it. So this is one that I really recommend on a daily basis, preventatively, if you are someone who struggles with seasonal threats or needs some respiratory support and some immune boosting properties, particularly with kiddos, and especially once they get back in school. Even now, for everything that's going on. And my favorite is to combine it with On Guard. On Guard is your protective blend. This smells like Christmas, smells delicious. I am very, very familiar with this. I swear my baby's gonna come out and recognize the smell right away, because for me, this is one of the ways that I feel most comfortable boosting my immunity, staying healthy, and taking preventative measures, even before everything with Corona. But, or every season we have some kind of immune threat, right? That's just part of life. And you want to build up your immunity, but you want to help your body fight the best way it can. And so that's preparing your body to function on its highest level. So this is kind of like the immunity jackpot. This is what I kind of like to call it, because it's cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. It smells really, really great. And so this is one that I also suggest get this on you or in you some way every day. Kiddos, whatever the age, okay? It's a little bit of a warmer oil. So again, when in doubt, dilute. The nice thing is a lot of these oils you can put in a roller ball and make your own little blended roller balls with some coconut oil. So it's not quite as strong. You can even purchase them that way. But the whole point is you want to get this chemistry in you or on you somehow. So diffusing, I've been diffusing this at the office a lot, generally all day long, which is great just for whoever's coming in the door. It's also a gym. I want to make sure things are clean. I want to disinfect the air and keep the air I'm breathing in as healthy as possible and get that extra dose of immune boosting properties. Clove is your highest antioxidant known to man, which is great, but we don't really eat cloves, right? So we're getting all those wonderful properties. Again, citrus oils, rosemary, all of them. These are the oils that are really great at helping your immune system do what it does best. So whether you want to oil pull, whether you want to rub this on the bottom of your kiddos' feet every night and create that routine or have them do it so they learn how to take care of themselves, this is just, again, one of those that really with Breathe, I think should be used on a daily basis during times of high seasonal threats, whatever that threat is. And then you can always back off, but it's just a really good daily routine. All right, moving on. Digest Zen. So Digest Zen, this is, think of everything GI related, okay? Literally from top to bottom. So again, we're really used to things either being turned on or turned off with medication, right? If I take the wrong medication, especially during a GI attack, like I don't want to take something that's a laxative if I'm already having that issue, right? That would be really bad. With oils, it took me a while to understand that I didn't have to necessarily, it's not so much that things turn on and turn off. It's more of them working with the entire system to be very calming. So you are already very familiar with the oils in this blend: peppermint, ginger, caraway, things that many of us have heard of using ginger before for a sour stomach, or if having some nausea from pregnancy or whatever it is, or some taking a mint, right, for digestive support if you're having some discomfort. I cannot tell you how many times between peppermint and Digest Zen, it has saved my belly, whether I had an exposure to too much food like Thanksgiving and Christmas. I usually take this preventatively and either apply directly topically, or I'll take it in a little vegetable capsule as a pill. The other day I had a massive dose of pumpkin bread that was not gluten-free, which is fine, but I usually don't always do well with gluten, but super pregnant and it looked awesome. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to eat that. And then I took a capsule of Digest Zen because I knew I was probably going to be paying for it, which thankfully I did not. So again, my favorite thing is preventative medicine I think is awesome. It's nice to have these tools. And once you learn that, these things fit in your purse or your bag or whatever, your car, you will learn to keep them on you, because you don't want to be stuck in San Francisco traffic with a GI attack like I've been in before and not have your bottle of peppermint. So I have learned a lot. And these oils have helped me enough times through GI upset that for me, I won't leave home without having my arsenal of just in case stuff. So Digest Zen is usually a big friend, especially for men, just because it's great with the whole system, right? Calming the entire system. So whether it's too fast, too slow, all that kind of stuff, helping with those symptoms. Okay, Deep Blue, another friend of pretty much all my patients, but especially guys too. Deep Blue, this is your soothing blend, or you need to think just anything musculoskeletal, okay? So you did yard work and your back is killing you, or you started running and those knees are just super painful, right? This helps with a normal inflammatory response. Again, I use this every single day in my practice. It does come in a cream, which I really like the cream. The oil is going to get a little bit deeper. And then honestly, I like to combine it with things like copaiba to help with that normal inflammatory response. And then sometimes I usually cover with the oil or with the cream. So I layer things a lot and you will learn that. But basically this is your, again, preventative, right? If you know that you've got a bum shoulder and you're going to play 20 rounds of tennis, or going to golf, or you have different issues going on, health concerns, and so you struggle with inflammation, which leads to a lot of pain, you want to apply this to the area of concern. Now, this is a child-proof lock, so this one we are not going to ingest, and you wouldn't want to, but this feels like icy hot. Think of your natural icy hot, and this one is for sure a favorite of pretty much everybody. Okay, last two. So now we get a little more into emotional support. I love that they included these in the kit just because it makes it so well-rounded. It's just a great way to, we've talked about physical, we've got cleaning, we've got immunity, we've got all these things, but we need to have some emotional support too. So balance is called the grounding blend. Basically smells like trees. Okay, it's got a really beautiful blue-green tint to it because of the blue tansine here, and then it's got a lot of furs, so it kind of smells like the woods, which I think is great to try to get men and young children or young boys on board. This is going to promote healthy oxygenation of your cells, so it's got a lot of immune benefits, but the biggest thing, this is very calming to help ground those anxious feelings or that worry, that stress. So if you feel like you're spinning out of control, first of all, preventative again. So I like to put a few drops over my heart in the morning. I like to keep this by my toothbrush. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, I bookend, right? I don't know what's going to happen in the middle of the day, but I can plan and how I start and end my day. And so this is something I really like to apply over my heart, or you could do temples, pulse points, whatever you want. It's a very, very gentle oil, but it's a really, really lovely oil just to help with calming effects. So diffusing too, whatever you want to do, but it won't be internal, but still, I think this is just getting some good emotional support. So that way, hopefully we can respond in a better way. That's not just flying off the handle, but it will help with that emotional grounding. And then adaptive. Adaptive is a newer essential oil. This just came out in October, and it has had rave reviews. There's so much thought and science and research that went behind every single essential oil that's in here, that I could spend an hour just talking about this oil. But let me just tell you, this has been a really great addition to doTERRA's already great line of oils. But so this is, again, for stress reduction and to help with mood control, especially preventatively. The nice thing with adding that emotional balance is it really does add some stability, but it also helps with cognitive function and focus. So a lot of times when people are feeling overwhelmed, and maybe this is something that's just chronic for them, right? They're in a state of overwhelm every day or stress every day, or they have a lot of anxious feelings that are really hard to go away. Sometimes medications to help balance that cause people to feel kind of numb and dumb. That's sort of the saying that it's out there. It's just, it almost sometimes takes away that normal human emotional response, because you don't want too much, but you don't want nothing either, because then it's just kind of flat, right? So the adaptive line actually comes with a supplement as well, and that's for another series. But I love that the oil helps with that mental acuity. So it really does help with focus and sharp, clear thought because of the spearmint and the rosemary that's in here. But it also has calming oils like lavender, but also uplifting oils like wild orange and neroli. So it's just this really beautiful blend that's all research and science-based to help with cognitive function, emotional balance, appropriate emotional balance, and then therefore too, it even actually helps people with sleep. So this is a big, big one. I love that they have it in this kit because it's just a really, really great way to round out and give you a good starting point of a little bit of everything when you want to get into oils. Plus you can combine it with whatever you want. So all of the oils in here, except for Deep Blue, have 250 drops, okay? So yes, you can go through them quickly. You can go through them as quickly as you want, really, but they're gonna last quite a while, okay? Because basically you're gonna start with a drop at a time, and then you reapply as needed, especially to get the benefits that you want. So it also comes with a diffuser, which this is a pedal diffuser, which runs up to 8 hours, which I think is perfect. So that way it's there for sleep. I really am a huge fan of educating my patients that struggle with sleep to not only use things like adaptive and lavender or copaiba, but also topically, but also diffuse them. So every time you inhale, you get a low dose of chemistry to help you stay asleep longer and help you stay in that restful state. So it has a diffuser. It's got all 10 essential oils. The Deep Blue has 85 drops, which still is going to last you quite a while. And this kit goes for $249 plus shipping and taxes. Now, if you would buy all of these individually, it would be way more than that. So the nice thing is you get a wholesale membership, which means you get 25% off all of the product, plus you get another added discount because you're kind of bundling and saving. So if you have questions, first of all, resources were doTERRA, Aromatic Science, and aromaticplant.org. Those are some great resources if you're interested. The Essential Life book or app is probably my favorite. But if you've got questions, you can call me, you can text me. I've got a website I didn't even put on here for Springboard Chiropractic. That's my practice. But otherwise, wherever you got this video from, there is a link, hopefully that's going to be below it, or you can reach out to me and I can always help you get started with oils, or whoever sent you this video can help you get started with oils. But great way to start, really well-rounded, and I hope they benefit you and your family as much as they have benefited me and my patients. So with that, thank you for paying attention. Thanks for being with me. And again, I would love to help you get started with essential oils. It's just such a beautiful way to add some natural self-care and get some really good benefits. So stay well, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Bye.